All right, guys, we're here. It's week 2. It is freezing cold, but we're still at it, ready to go. So we're done all of our demolition, so that's good. We're on to the fun stuff, on to the hard part, which is building. We spent all morning thinking about it, nearly broke all of our brains, but we got it done. We're thinking what we're going to do. So the plan, I guess, for today is to get some foam board insulation into these walls and then frame up our walls. And then by the end of the day, we're going to put another coat of paint on the floors. So that's what we're going for right now. Stay tuned to find out. We'll keep you posted.
Alright, the boys are just shortening these hoses to give us a bit more space. Up here at the front, we're going to wire brush the lower part of this wall and get ready for the framing that will be drilled into it. So we're mounting an exterior table that'll have to be mounted to the inside of this wall. So we'll have to do that before we finish the foam panel installation here. So we're just marking that up. We'll screw through right to some supports on this side.
Hey Whitey, what's going on over here?
I got my tape measure stuck behind the baseboard, the metal baseboard, and behind a piece of wood that we're mounting our outside table to. So that's what I'm working on. Tape measure unstuck.
Yeah!
Time for the second coat of primer. The mattresses have arrived. Let's go. Yeah, this is 6 inches.
That's like 2 inches.
What's up? It's a beautiful Friday morning. We're back at it here. So yesterday, just a quick recap, we got the 2x4s put on the side of the bus. We'll mount a nice little folding table to that. We also got some caulking done on the ceiling and then repainted the floors. So we're good to go today for subfloor day. We're going to try to pound that out all day. So we'll frame up with some lumber along the exterior. We'll make a little bit of a grid too. You'll see it there in a minute. And then we'll put some foam board insulation in the gaps. And then when we're done, we'll layer it with some plywood, some 3/4 ply, and then we should be good to go to build everything off of that.
This morning we finally made some progress on the subfloor. We got our 1-inch boards down, and then our foam board insulation, then we got it all taped off, a little bit of spray foam in the corners. Let's take a peek. Chance tidying up the last of the foam board. This afternoon we're going to start ripping some of that plywood, finish up our subfloor.
Subfloor is well underway. Tom and Matt are working away cutting these plywood pieces in, while Shane and I are ripping down 2x4s to make sure we can get over this lip and have a flush bottom part of the frame on the side walls.
We got Friday fatigue is kind of settling in for everyone. Chan and Ev have been battling with this baseboard most of the afternoon. Tom and I are trying to get the plywood down for the subfloor. We're doing a lot of measuring once and cutting twice, which is never good, but we're almost there. We've got 3 more pieces of plywood to put down, and then it's time for some Friday beers.
Hey, water tank came in.
Alright, so now that the subfloor is in, we're just gonna bring you along and show you guys what our floor plan, what we think it's gonna look like.
So at the back here, we're gonna have one bunk going across the bus as a top bunk, and then tucked underneath it, we're gonna have one bottom bunk on that side, and one bottom bunk on this side, and then where this sideways bed ends, we're gonna have two top bunks on either side. So or one there, and then one there. So that leaves us with a bit of space here for storage, and a bit of space here for storage. We might put our fridge here, and this might be a little closet, but gotta figure that out still.
Alright, now Ev's gonna show us the bathroom.
So I was saying, this top bunk will overlap a bit, so it'll overlap the back part of this toilet, and then we'll vent out the window. We'll have some storage space in that little gap there. Similar on the same side, we'll have this overlapping top bunk storage here, and then we'll have our oven, fridge, and more counter space over here. And on this side, we'll have more counter space for the sink, and the sink faucet will come up over a wall here and act as a shower, also in this bathroom.
In the living room, we've got some of our utilities. So we're gonna have our water tank mounted up here, and then we're gonna put our battery set up over here in the converter and the inverter, all that fun stuff. These will both be couches, but we're gonna put the middle couch is gonna have sort of a table option, like it folds up to become a table, so you can kind of sit on either end and have a table in the middle. And then we're thinking we'll put a TV mounted on the wall up here. That's kind of the gist of it. This chair, we think we can get it to spin around and use it as sort of an extra seat for the living room. That's kind of what we've got so far. So stay tuned, see how we do, see if we get it exactly right or how many changes we have to make. All right, so we spent all morning brainstorming on how we're gonna do our floor plan, and kind of what we came to the conclusion of was that our beds were too high up off the ground, and we weren't really gonna be able to fit two people comfortably. So we decided to lower our beds from our original plan. But that also meant that this lip that's on the edge of the metal here kind of had to go if we're gonna make everything work. So we've been angle grinding it off over here, as you can see, and Matt's been working on that. So we're stripping that metal down to get it back nice and flat, and then we can put a proper wall up and then put our beds right up snug to it. It'll be nice and comfortable.
The water tank, toilet, and oven, from kind of mapping out the floor plan a little bit, we started boxing in the wheel wells here, and we're working on framing out the beds. So we got some 2x6s for support here, and then we'll have the top hinge up, and we can have some clothes storage underneath the bed.
Our first bed is in. Give us a pass, Ev.
Oh yeah, I can sleep here.
We're gonna have
Alright, back another day, another grind. Shane and I got the bunk rails set up. We're gonna start framing up the walls. We're gonna run some strapping on the top and the sides so we can run our cedar planks for the walls, the lower part of the walls. And we're gonna cut this guy because we don't need that there for the shower, so hopefully that goes as planned. Well, we have secured the solar panels. Now, after a morning of deliberation and figuring out how we're gonna mount them, the boys are up there doing some measurements, and we'll move on with the mounting.
So the panels we bought came with mounting bracketry, but there's no good mounting point on the roof of our bus. So Tom and I are up here currently trying to figure out a line that we can run a 2x4 on, that we're gonna kind of cut a sliver out of so that it lays flat on the roof of the bus, and then the bracketry it came with can be attached to.
Alright, hard at work, a beautiful 30-degree summer day. We got Tom chilling in a sweater up there.
I got sunburned.
Big dummy got sunburns. Alright, mounts for the solar panels are in. Just need to run some caulking, make sure there's no leaks.
Got some framing for the wall pretty much done, and we're starting to run some wires. Just in the gap here through the wall. Shout out to Pete McDonald for hooking us up, helping us out with his big brain and all of this wire.
Burning a lot of calories thinking.
Yeah.
2 steps forward, 1 step back. These puppies are gonna have to come off. We forgot the screen.
Yeah, today was a little bit of a rough one. We've been here for 4 hours now, and I've done not a whole lot. This is it. One board.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be it for episode 2 of the Antelope Bus Build series. Admittedly, we didn't get as much done this week as we would have liked to. We ran into a lot of issues with logistics and how we're actually going to do things. It's easy enough when we're planning to just say, "Oh, we'll figure that out later." Whereas this week, it was later. We had to do a lot of figuring out. So hopefully, now that we've got most things thought all the way out, we'll be able to start flying through the actual build process a bit more and not have to spend days at a time thinking about things. Thank you very much for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up with the rest of our bus build series, and we'll catch you in episode 3.